Rich in Oklahoma. As you can see, we're still working on the old 72. We've now got the motor inside, air cleaner, vintage air cleaner, mind you, that I got from a good friend. Kind of matches the motif that's going on with it. I'm going to let you know some of the trials and tribulations I had of getting this bad boy inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and point a few things out. So, for those who don't know, this is a 396 converted to a 402. Now, as you can tell, these are a little extra large. So, if you have the stock brake booster on there, technically, when I put this on, there was less than 5/16 between between here and the valve cover. I got about an inch and a quarter right now. So yeah, that's pretty neat, but it's still going to work. I don't mind it. But so those are some of the things you're going to run into if you go with a much larger valve cover. Also, the other deal is something that you should be aware of. Let me see if I can even get this down inside there. We had to, oh, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we can get this light to come on. Now, as you can see right there, that's a relatively, yeah, it's a tight fit. So we had to massage the firewall enough that we could get the valve cover on and off without pulling the motor. So just be aware that anytime you go with a big block with a much taller valve cover. Now the reason I have the valve covers in here that are so tall is because I have roller rockers. So it's made this everything much taller on the inside. So so just be aware that you're going to have to do that. Also, on this side, if I was going to go back with the stock air conditioner that was here, you would have to massage that plastic enough too, again, without having to remove all of your air conditioning just to get a valve cover off. You'd have to do a little bit of massage work on it. But good news is we are not going back with the OE air conditioner. We are going back to what do you call it? Vintage air. We're going to go back with vintage air. So for this video, we're just showing a little update, stuff that I've done. I've added a few more things to it. Right now it's a standalone because I have no wires on the inside. Plus I want to have the capability of driving this in and out of the shop. So until I get it back to the house, so that way I can do the, because the cab is going to come off because there's some issues on the bottom with some rust. So we're going to take that off when I get it back to the house. We're going to clean all this up. All of that firewall, we're going to clean that up, make it all look nice. Almost make it look like, you know, factory had done that. But just to let you know, if you have to, then yes, it will be a problem. Just be aware. As far as the brake booster goes, I'm not really sure. I kind of like this big old booster in a way, and you know, that would kind of create conversation. But I may go with the smaller one. I think, is it called a 10-inch? I may go with the smaller one. I haven't really decided yet. Listen, folks, this isn't a race truck. It's got the motor inside of it, but it's not. It's nowhere near for racing, so I don't have to have anything special as far as the brakes goes. I'm not producing crazy amount of horsepower. I think I'm pretty close to right around probably 365, maybe 370-ish. I don't know. I'm just based on builds that I've seen. Maybe one day I'll actually take it in and have it tested just to find out that information, just so I would know. So anyway, it's interesting. Got the inside all cleared out. All of that. That's all prepped for the most part. I put my dual mufflers on back here because It was making a lot of noise up front, and they're just tacked in real quick. We also put the fuel tank in the back, which, you know, we talked about that when you saw me working on the bed, because the fuel filler is going to be inside of the tank. So, anyway, that's what I got going on here. So this is kind of like just a little update of what I got going on and repairs and stuff. If you got any information for me as far as maybe I should do something different, I mean, hey, I'm in. I mean, I'm always in for suggestions. Absolutely. Always. So yeah, also on top of that, we're going to paint all of this. We're going to paint all of this. The whole cab is going to be repainted. Kind of like a, I don't know, off the frame restoration, I guess you could say. More or less. So, let me tell you what, let's see if we can start it up. Now, I do have a few more valves I need to adjust, probably one or two, but and that's okay. It's not a big deal overall. Adjusted what this sounds like. It's like really deep throaty. For sure. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, I'm just giving a little update, show you what's going on, what I got going on. I know I haven't posted in a little bit. You know, we had some Thanksgiving things going on and this and that. And, you know, yeah, it's kind of cool. So just a little update. That's all. Got any questions? Ask away. I'll try to answer as best I can. If you can throw a like in, that'd be really cool. Thanks. Hey, we'll catch you later, guys. Oh yeah, it's back inside of the garage. So we can work on some more here, mainly because I got heat here now. So we had to move a few things around. So as you can tell, the bed is now sitting on a trailer that I can maneuver it around if I need to. I'm about 90% done with that anyway. Not a big deal. But we got it back inside the shop here. So I've had something come up and I just need some help. Maybe you guys can know better than me. I'm going to show you what I did, and then you let me know if I should do something different, because at this stage, I can change anything because the cab is going to be coming off, but not today, but the cab is coming off. And what I'm about to show you, well, if I need to make changes, we can make changes. Let me know. Let me show you what I got. So this vehicle, let me flip on around. This vehicle came with tilt wheel. To me. Again, to me. Not that this truck came with tilt wheel. When I bought it, it had tilt wheel in it. This tilt wheel is probably out of a van. And but let me show you what I did and what I was running into and experiencing myself. Now, you may have the same problem. I don't know. I'm here to just kind of help other people out diagnostic-wise. So let me show you something. This is not the original seat. This is a TMI. The original seat would have been, this part here would have been almost up to here you know, almost even with that, and the seat bottom would have been up just a little bit higher. So just imagine if this steering wheel was right there in your face. So no matter what type of steering wheel that I put on there, even that smaller one there, well, let's just say it was still in my chest. And I wasn't very happy about it. But I discovered something. Again, it may or may not help you, but it helped me. Now, as you can see right here, let's go in. This is the steering column, okay? And this is where the band was on this section right here. This was shoved up all the way inside there because this got an extra shaft on it, lengthwise, because that's for a van, not for a truck. So what we did was we undid all of this, undid the stuff on the inside of the bottom, dropped the column down, and I pushed the column back down here further, but I had this off, and I'll show you here in a second why. Now, because this is out of a van, it does make a big difference, literally a big difference. Now, some of the options I saw online on my other YouTube channels that I watch was they would go and cut this up on the inside. I got to tell you, I'm not really a fan of doing all of that work because here's why. All my bearings, the bottom and up at the top, and the tilt wheel part, they're still in good shape. I couldn't get myself to break this down, cut this up on the inside to shorten it up here. Again, I'm going to show you what I did. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But it's just an idea I'm going to throw out there to see if I can get help from you guys, the experts who do this every day, which I don't. This is all new to me. So we're going to go on this ride together. So let me show you what I did. Let me get down here. Okay. So let me explain a few things. Let me get this camera just right. Let me explain a few things. Number one, with this shaft being this long here, which for a van, this portion of the shaft here, just this piece went all the way down and was almost touching the shaft coming out of the box. That's how long all this was. This portion here was literally up to here. So to me, that's just not acceptable. It really isn't. I feel like at that point in time, if I was to ever get into an accident, this steering column will go straight up into my face. And who knows what would happen then. So that's what I was kind of, yeah, you get what I mean. So here's what I did. I took this portion here. As you can see, I cut it down. I took this portion here and I cut it to right about here. This in here, this rubber part right here, has roughly about, I'm going to say an inch and a half in play inside of that there. So I feel that this is comfortable space of collapse if there is an accident. Now, these right here is real thin copper that I put in here, and then I hammered them over so that they wouldn't, move around. Now, I understand that these should be or possibly be plastic. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But I use copper, real thin copper. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that this was still under a tremendous amount of impact, that these will still shear and still allow this to collapse in here and not put that steering wheel up in my face. I don't know, guys. You let me know. So again, I took this one here because this slides in and out of here. I cut it to right about there. This one here was way up to here, and I cut it back to there. I got some copper tubing. I drilled the hole. I had to hammer it in just a little bit, and then I hammered over both sides so that way it won't move back and forth. I don't know. You let me know. Was that a good idea? A bad idea? Um, I think it's a good idea. I'm going to go with it for the moment unless someone tells me something way different. Now, let me show you the difference of, of with moving the steering column down. By moving it down, to more of a correct position. Now, let's see if we can get a good angle in there. Now you can see that bell is right down on top of that. Now, I'm going to have to make some more, a little bit of adjustment here to get this bell up of here a little bit from it not rubbing the dash. So it's rubbing it right now. But I have a little bit of room. I got a little wiggle room. It's not a big deal. And I'll make that readjustment when I pull the cab off, because I got to pull the steering column out and all that kind of stuff. I've got some repairs I have to do on the bottom, and there will be a video of that. So I just want to talk about the steering column today. Now, as you can see, there's a great amount of distance. Great amount of distance. So even with the tilt wheel down, I'm considering maybe even going with a bigger OE steering wheel. I mean, I like this one. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. But yeah, I like it. So anyway, I'm just putting it out there. A little short video. You let me know what you think. Was it a good idea? Not a good idea? And I will go with suggestions, because no matter what, I want me and my wife to be absolutely 100% safe. So I believe I did pretty good there without maximum damage up inside of here, ruining the clock and all that of the steering column. All I did was make my cuts here, moved on. So, alrighty. Let's see what we got here. All right. So for right now, let me get back to you. Rich in Oklahoma. Hey, if you don't mind, throw down a like if you like what you saw. If it's the first time you ever watched the video, shoot, subscribe. I got a lot of videos for you to catch up on. I do. All right, guys, we'll be back.